Okay, and then Georgia.
They're good at football.
Yeah, the sport.
So you're talking about a team that went undefeated in the regular season 2 years ago, dropped the conference championship to Alabama. I mean, that's, pretty decently normal. And then beat them. They avenged their loss. Mm-hmm. And then go undefeated and just beat the crap out of everybody except for Missouri. But we're not talking about that. And Ohio State. But, man, they're really, really good. Again, y'all heard it a million times. I have them three-peating. So that's kind of a little spoiler alert.
Yeah, I gave my piece on Carson Beck when we broke down the Tennessee-Georgia game.
Yeah.
I
think he's legit. I think he has a higher ceiling. Again, let me preface this with saying that the spring game obviously doesn't matter, but watching him go through progressions and watching some of the balls he threw, I think he's got a shot to be real legit talent-wise.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So again, even you look at Brock Bauer. You look at Carson Beck. All of those things hold that I said in the Tennessee segment.
Yeah.
But you look at the receiver room, you get Ladd McConkey back. You get Ra Thomas, Dominic Lovett. You go to tight end, you have Brock Bowers. Kendall Milton's still there at running back. So
I'd be pretty decent in that freaking under center.
Yeah.
With those guys, my God.
Yeah, they're solid. On defense, they're going to be top 5 defense in the country again. There might not be a game they play this year in the regular season where they're not the favorite.
Oh, there definitely will not be a game this year.
Yeah.
Where they're not. What are you even referencing?
It would have to be Tennessee is what I'm saying. And I don't think they'll be the favorite. I'm sorry, I don't think Tennessee will be the favorite.
Yeah, I don't know that there's a game on their schedule they won't be a 10-plus point favorite.
I don't know if they'll be a 10-plus point favorite.
They were a 10-plus point favorite over Tennessee this year. Last year. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see when all that comes out. But
yeah. They could drop this UT Martin game.
No.
Having them dropping that, all right, UT Martin at home.
Win. Let's UT Martin and Ball State 2 wins. They start out 2-0.
South Carolina.
Yeah. We just talked about South Carolina. I'm sorry. We haven't broken down this game. We talked about South Carolina a little bit when we were talking about Tennessee. This is early in the season. Again, I think South Carolina is a sneaky team. They're not beating Georgia.
No.
But I'm excited to talk about South Carolina. I was going to talk about South Carolina, but it's the Georgia segment.
Yeah, and blowout too. Yeah.
it's a big win for Georgia.
Yeah. UAB
at home win.
Yeah, at Auburn.
Auburn's another team that I think is interesting. Georgia wins this game. Stop freaking out over there.
No, I forgot. Yeah.
Georgia wins this game, but Auburn's another sneaky team Why are you doing that?
No, I think they are a favorite to score 7. I think they're a sneaky 14-point threat. Late score, sneaky 14-point threat.
Well, I think,
but they're also sneaky to give up 56.
I think that is a crazy take.
Oh, dude, Auburn. But come on, bro. How do you have this game going? Obviously, I have Georgia winning.
I have Georgia winning probably by 21 to 24 points. I think it's a blowout. I'm not giving them 56-7.
I said 14. I think they're sneaky to score 14.
Okay, I'm not giving them 56-14.
Okay.
I think when you look at Auburn, I think nationally and apparently even half this purple couch thinks it, but you look at
more. I cover a little bit more ground than you. Sadly.
But you look at Auburn and everybody's like, they were in shambles last year. They lost the quarterback. They brought in Peyton Thorne from Michigan State.
Yeah.
They have a first-year head coach. Well, also that first-year head coach is Hugh Freeze, who was really good at Ole Miss. He was good at Liberty. He's had some personal issues. He wasn't fired from Ole Miss for football reasons.
Right.
Let's be very clear on that. And to hire a guy for Auburn to go out and hire a guy like Hugh Freeze, it's because he's a damn good football coach.
Yeah, but you got to look at the same time. He is a first-year football coach.
I'm with you. It's his first year in this program. But the point is, and like I said, I'm taking Georgia to win by 21, 24, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But looking at Auburn, they're sneaky because they have a solid coach. They hit the transfer portal hard.
Very hard.
And I think there's a couple games that they're going to be dogs in this year that they could win. That's all I'm getting at. They're a sneaky team that could give people a better game than they're expecting.
I would agree.
But I still like Georgia to win by somewhere in the mid-20s.
I agree with that as well. Does this team – I'm going to pause here for a second. Does this Georgia team beat last year's Georgia team?
I don't know. I think it's tricky.
I think it's tricky too. I think it does, and I'll tell you why. I think I mean, there's a lot of teams in college football this year, oddly enough, who have like a majority coming back. Like you look at Michigan with these stars, they're all coming back. You look at Georgia, like McConkey and like those guys all coming back. Obviously, Stetson couldn't. I think this team makes a real good case for beating last year's Georgia team, and that's bad for college football.
It's bad for the rest of the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you haven't blown Auburn out.
Yeah.
Okay, Kentucky at home.
Yeah. They beat Kentucky handily.
Bad. Real bad. Well, they go to Vanderbilt.
They beat Vanderbilt really bad.
Yep.
And then they get Florida and Jacksonville.
I think they lose that one. I mean, no, I think Florida loses that one.
Yeah.
I think Georgia wins that one.
I think Georgia wins that one as well. I'm not sold on Graham Mertz. I think given Florida's recruiting very well right now, but given the two teams that I've seen Billy Napier coach at Florida, or the one team I've seen, but looking at this second team, show me the rosters, and I'm going to take the one with Anthony Richardson at quarterback over Graham Mertz.
I agree.
I don't. That doesn't mean I think they'll be a 5-6 win team and miss a bowl game, but I don't feel as good about Florida as I did last year, and it's another year into the system, so it's tricky. I'm gonna take Georgia to win big.
Me too.
Missouri's a win.
Yeah.
And I think this is just a vengeance game. I know Georgia won last year, but it's going to be a y'all didn't deserve to be in this game.
Right.
We're going to go ahead and put it on y'all today.
Yes.
And I think they're going to win that game by 30 some odd points.
Yeah, I agree. That's how I think it is with Auburn too, but that's okay. Ole Miss at home.
Ole Miss is one of those teams that I think is really, really good. You're talking about guys like Quinshon Judkins. I'm going to take Georgia to win before you start giving me the death stare. Good
it's just
God.
whatever you. Sometimes you preface it. Oh, Georgia's going to win, but sometimes you're like, Ole Miss is one of those teams. I'm like, one of those teams to what?
Well, I think this is a game. If you would just let me give my
go ahead,
take.
I'm good. No, you stop talking. I was looking at you talking. I'm listening.
I think this is one of those games that Georgia is going to win, but it's going to be a good game well into the second half. I think this game is going to be up in the air well into the third quarter, and then they're gonna score late or get a stop, and they're gonna win by 2 possessions.
Yeah.
But I look at this team and I look at that quarterback room, whoever ends up starting, whether it's Spencer Sanders or Jackson Dart, Walker Howard. I don't think it's gonna be Walker Howard, but
it's Jackson Dart in my opinion.
I think it's Jackson Dart too. Yeah. I agree. But you look at Quinshon Judkins and you look at the receivers they have over there. I'm like, okay, well, this is a team that I don't think is in the conversation to win the SEC West. I don't think they're in the conversation for the SEC. But you put them in a different conference, and they probably have top 2 odds to win the conference.
Yeah.
So this is a really good team who just isn't quite there in Tier A of the SEC yet.
Right.
So I think this is one of those games that could be close well into the second half.
I don't, but I don't think it's a blowout, but I don't think like that.
So what do you think?
No, I think they just keep it out of arm's length the whole game.
No, so you think
they get up early and
you think it's a 2-possession game all the way through?
Yes.
Okay.
Like a 21-7 that stays like that. And just they beat them by, 14 to 17 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not too far off. I think it's closer 10 to 14, still 2 possessions.
I just don't think there's ever like a, oh my God, Ole Miss could really win this game kind of thing.
I think there is.
I got you.
I think there is. And I don't think Ole Miss does win it, but I think there's that thought. And
Yeah.
I think this is one of those games where Sanford's going to be rocking. It's going to be loud. It's going to be one of the louder games there late into the second half. So I think that's going to be a good one and a game to keep your eye on.
We already predicted the Tennessee game. I got Georgia winning a decently close one.
I do too. I know it's in the same podcast. If you're checking this out on the Clips account and you're a Georgia fan, just go watch the Tennessee segment and skip right to it. We broke down this game pretty extensively.
Yeah.
But we both have Georgia winning.
Yeah.
And then game 12 at Georgia Tech.
Yep.
Yeah, win. Big win.
Yeah. And then we have to talk about futures now. I think they either get LSU or Alabama. In my opinion, it's LSU in the championship, SEC championship again. I have them beating LSU in the championship, going to the playoffs, possibly with a playoff berth from LSU as well. But we'll probably get into that, and kind of already have. And then again, I do have them three-peating. I don't know who they're touching there, but I do have them three-peating.
Mm-hmm.
So
12-0 regular season, SEC champs in your opinion. Do they put anybody in New York?
No, I don't think so. I mean, this is gonna sound stupid as crap, but I think there's a shot Brock Bowers could go if he does some crazy stuff. If they're 12-0, 13-0, and then go to the
end.
playoffs, yes.
Tight end in the Heisman
If he does something
conversation?
crazy, because you got to think, dude, somebody like that, like he's probably, and this is a bold take for sure, but I'm not alone in this take. He's probably the best college tight end ever. So you have somebody like, if a tight end was ever going to go, it would be Brock Bowers. He's got so much experience. If he ends up going for, 1,400 yards as a tight end, he'll probably go.
I don't think that's a horrible explanation of how you laid that out, but I think it was such a big deal for Devontae Smith to win the Heisman as a receiver.
I don't think he wins it.
I don't think you're going to see it as a tight end.
I don't think he wins it, just to be clear. But no, if it's not something like that, no, I don't think anybody goes.
Yeah, I'm with you.